because Picard at this point, OBS is better. So what I would recommend doing, if you're not too keen on getting in there with, I could draw with a charcoal pencil too, but I'm going to take what you've done and adjust it to correct it, and then I'll do a drawing based on your picture from scratch if you like. I can, or part of a drawing anyway, just to show you some tricks with how to do eyes and nose and mouth. So this is essentially, I work on Photoshop the same way that I work with pastels and charcoal. Some people work like it's an ink pen. Some people work like it's paint, but I work like it's charcoal. So what happened? What did I do? Oh, I need to double this up. Okay, first I'm going to do is I'm going to take out any weird, make sure there's no color except black and white in there. And then the other thing I'm going to do is use the layers command, or the levels command, to brighten it up a little bit. Just give it a little more contrast. And you can do that too when you submit, just to try to kind of like balance out the contrast and stuff. And then I'm going to make a copy of it in my particular world, so that I don't, this is non-destructive editing. I'm going to do the editing directly to a copy of it so that I don't lose the original one. So can't see the left side of your face and the ear and stuff, but that's okay. I'm going to focus on these other parts. So here's something that you should always do, is flip it or look at it in a mirror. I mean, you're looking at yourself in the mirror anyway. So what happens if you look at your drawing in the mirror? You will see whether or not you're drawing it symmetrically. So you see how the symmetry looks funny? Can you tell what's off when you flip it? So when I flip it, you can see that the eye is too far in and too big, even though that eye is further away, and that the nose isn't quite centered above. If you could draw a straight line here down, this is kind of what you want to be doing with your pencil. That's how you line things up with your pencil when you're doing sighting. Holding your pencil out and looking, dropping a plumb line, and you can see where the inner line of the eye goes to the inside of the nose, where the nose connects to the face. Now you're at a 3/4 angle, so your corner of your mouth is not going to line up with your pupils because your eye is turned to the side more. But it might be better back there. It should line up with the corner of your mouth. So, but that's usually if you're looking straight ahead. But as you can see, that back pupil is way over the nose, and this is not. Let's see, let's do this. Lining this up here, you can see that it's missing the corner of the eye. But we've also got it flipped, so let me unflip it. After a while, you'll be able to see it more clearly normally. But when you're first learning to draw, everybody draws one leaning one way or the other. That's just the way it works. I don't know. It's a way, somehow, the way we see things. So the first thing I'm going to do is move your eye. I'm looking at the far eye here. And the eyebrow, you've got the eyebrow in the right place compared to the eye. So I'm going to take the eyebrow too. And I'm just going to fluff it up a little bit. And shrink it a little bit. I am, but I don't want you to do this. I'm doing this merely as demonstration on where those things need to be moved, because you need to just get them all in place before you start your drawing, before you start the shading and shadowing and stuff. So The eyes should be right halfway. They're a little high maybe, but I think it's okay. This one's got to come in a little bit. Come on, lasso tool. Lasso tool. Because I'm seeing a much broader space on the side of the face than what you've got shown here. And that in the eye, we always make our eyes too big. When you look back and forth, flip your eyes between your drawing and your picture, you can see where the things start to show up that are out, that are different than. Hey, Sarah, how you doing? Just going to play with portraits for a little bit, and then we're going to do some eggs. All right, back to where I was, refine edge. So these are the little tricks that I play on everybody's portraits when I'm trying to adjust them for proportion. I'm going to make that a little smaller. We always make our eyes too big. I do not know why. Well, I do know why. Actually, that's not true. I do know why. It's because the eyes are the most important thing to us as humans. We're always looking. And oddly enough, even animals, you notice animals will look you right in the eyes. How do they know that that's what you're seeing them with? How do we know that the eyeballs, when we're looking at somebody's face, that those are the eyeballs and we're looking at them in the eyeballs, right? How do we know that? It's so weird when you think about it. Whoops. Move that over just a little bit more. And then you can. That's totally up to you. If you see better and if the glasses are helpful to you in laying out the proportions, sure, because that's what you're going to be drawing, right? Yeah, so leave them on. But you're also going to have to be very observant and aware if depending on your prescription, your eyes are going to be distorted a little bit through the glass. So you can use the glasses as a measuring tool to see how how far down your eyes are within your glasses. So the other thing that I always recommend with portraits that I have to do myself, and like I said, I'm going to be demonstrating a rendered self-portrait on Tuesday night, as long as I don't look like death warmed over too bad. And move the nose a little bit over here. This is close enough for my purposes. I mean, I think that I could pull this in a little bit, but I'll do an actual drawing and you'll see that. What I'm going to change on this, though, pretend you're using a smudge tool on your charcoal. Once you've got it laid in there, I'd like to see, so I'm using like a smudge tool, blur tool. Really soften the edges of and you can soften the whole thing. So this, if you squint at the drawing and squint at the photo, do you see how much darker the right side of the face is on the photo than it is on the drawing? So that is a really useful trick for developing the self-portrait. So this is another reason why I hate working digitally. So I'm going to go ahead and it's like I'm adding an extra layer of charcoal, because you've got such great lighting on there that it's a shame to waste it. Let's use that contrast. I love the chiaroscuro. Is my favorite thing in the whole wide world. It's really exciting to me. Pardon? That's okay. So the one thing that I'll focus on is going to be the eye. Now I'm going to draw that by hand, but I can actually show you. It's just like, I should really just draw it because I hate doing this. But the blah, blah, blah. Shut up, Nina. I usually do this when I'm not also online. It's easier. But now we've got lines. Once you put a line around anything, you know this from drawing the sphere and from drawing the still life. Once you put a line or anything, you cut it out of the background. So you're doing pretty good about dropping back the line, but I'd like to see you do even better. And that is mostly going in and, come on. On your self-portrait. You can take the self-portrait that you've drawn so far and make it, you can either redraw it or you can make adjustments to it. Or you can leave it just the way it is and live with it. Yeah, it never hurts to redraw it because you're going to want to fix some of these things like the, oh, I can't do this. I can't work with this on the tablet. I'll have to do this offline and post it. Basically what I do is I go into the self-portraits and I smush them around like I'm smushing charcoal. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to my camera and draw the a couple of the parts of the portrait so you can see. Now I'm drawing from a photograph, which is not what I want you to do, and I'm only doing it because I want to show you on your own image.